every day very sincerely on all 3 platforms. So thoda wo hai. So response अच्छा रहा है. If I turn up every day, I've seen that people do read and many of them do get back. So वो positive रहा है. दूसरा तो I'm not trying to sell, as you say. I'm only telling them कि भाई ये problem area है, आपको जरूरत है. मैं कुछ नहीं बेच रही हूँ.
So it is all about having good conversation and then just nudging the customer to buy.
Right. So everybody who puts up a query या comment करता है तो हाँ.
So maybe once somebody puts a comment and query also, my invitation to you would be don't get into product and service immediately. खाली उसको ही built up करते हैं, मतलब what they are thinking, why they responded, and slowly maybe it moves on to. So everybody today is looking at subject matter experts, and धीरे everybody once they see, and all of a sudden in your case probably I have seen in last 2-3 months itself there are आपका सबसे बड़ा advantage है कि besides you there are multiple people talking about you, because one, what you are doing is very different, and second is wo area mein there are not many people who are doing quite a lot of good work. So that niche itself you काफी. So there is a concept, there is a book called Contagious. So this Contagious book talks about 6 different principles of anything going viral. और उसमें पहला चीज है कि maybe when others start talking about you, so whenever you sell a product to somebody, that person should look good while by taking your product, and once he or she becomes a hero or heroine of the whole plot in today's world, they will go and share it in the social media. So we will talk about this more elaborately, but these are few simple principles. So Komal ma'am, you may feel little disconnected of some terms which we used last time, but you can feel free to stop me, ask me. So what we were talking about is that कोई भी content डालते हैं, first people don't have a patience to listen, read a lot. There are very few people who like to read. Second, nobody wants me centric content. My product, मैं ये कर रही हूँ, मेरा ये offering है. The content has to be you centric. It is all about you, your problem. And the simple formula we had spoken about is, anybody remember? The content should be what? Should be theme test. मीना मैम को छोड़ के what were those 3
वो याद रखती है.
वो एकदम ready थे. So what are the 3 things?
He remembers everything.
What are the 3 things? So one is, yeah, Meena ma'am, you can share.
Yeah, so it should be the ROM, right? Relevant, original, and memorable. So
it should be either relevant. So now with festive season coming in, something which is relevant to that, maybe something, and we would like to see. Anything which is absolutely original, we will like to see. And anything which triggers our memory hook, we will like to see. So these are few things which we can always keep in mind while thinking about what we need to put. So thank you, Anupama ma'am. So we had just started discussing anything which is on the top of your mind from the first 2 sessions, and anything which you try to implement or you want to implement. Anybody else who would like to share? What did we cover in the first session? Otherwise 6 sessions mein hoga. I will cover 20 theories, but that may not really help you. So let's go slow, cover few important things, but which may, immediately you can implement. Anybody else remembers anything what we shared? So Nidhi ma'am, what do you remember? What are the things that you have discussed?
So first session, I still have to do my follow-up because I was absent in the first. And the second, so we had discussed about the data arrangement. That's the 250 thing, the rule of the 250 contacts. And we
had spoken about power of 250. So what are the 4 different ways by which we can increase our business? There are only 4 different ways. So what was the first?
So getting new customers, retaining the customers, buying new offerings, and reactivating the old customers.
Yeah. So Komal ma'am, what we had discussed is there are only 4 ways by which we can increase our business. Either we acquire new customers. Second, we retain our current customer for a longer duration of time, because not necessarily somebody who's buying from us will stay with us for a longer duration of time. So we have to do something that where there is a customer loyalty. Third is maybe the same customer buying other offerings. So they bought one offering from you. You have 3, 4, 5 things which you can offer to them. The same customer can give you more business. And last is reactivating old customer. So somebody who would have inquired about your business about 2 years back, at that time you may not have many offerings, but in 2 years you also have grown and now you have multiple offerings. So how can I offer that customer something now? So that is the reason they say that the database what you maintain about your customer is extremely important. If you are able to maintain a good database and then be in touch with them by not being very pushy, is the whole game of sales today. And acquiring new customer is always much more expensive as compared to existing customers buying new products from you. Or maybe somebody buying 3 months. So for me in last 6-7 months it has happened many times that I started off with 2 or 3 months program with somebody, then slowly it got extended to 1 year, started with sales, now the same company took leadership. So abhi wo same customers, if I look at last 6-7 months, it is 8-10 customers, but those customers now who was giving me a ticket size of X rupees have started giving me X into 2. So can we look at this 4 things? So today I started reading a book called More Sales, Less Time. It is again a classic in sales, and it had some interesting thing. So this is something which is very, yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. So the author of this book is a lady called Jill Conrath, and she has done a lot of good work in sales in last few years. So she is among one of the new age authors. So she says that what happens today is morning, maybe probably when I start my work, I would go and check my email. While I'm checking my email, there would be a WhatsApp notification, and I would go on a WhatsApp, or maybe in between there is a notification from Instagram. I would go on a reel, and then I would spend maybe 20-25 minutes on watching multiple reels and WhatsApp, and then come back to my messages again and check my email. So a lot of time what she says is when you keep on switching tasks, your productivity keeps on reducing throughout the day. So if somebody is switching tasks continuously, maybe Insta say email say WhatsApp say, so normally what you can accomplish in 6-7 hours, it takes about 8-9 hours for you to accomplish. So she is a firm believer that when you are doing something, you do it for a particular amount of time. How many of you are aware of something called the Pomodoro technique? Anybody would have attended time management this thing. So Anita ma'am, if you can share with everybody what is Pomodoro, मतलब simple language में.
Simple language में I deal with students only, so simple language में ही बोलना पड़ता है उनको. It is like dividing your day in different slots. हर slot का, say if we are having, अगर hours नहीं बोल रहे हैं, we are saying these many tomatoes या these many roses या these many things. So 4 tomatoes आप क्या कर रहे हो? Like कर रहे हो. So like what is remaining? Like what I do with students is like आप दिन भर में जितनी भी activities कर रहे हो, just label them. कितने घंटे आप वो काम कर रहे हो? I'm not interested in all of that. I'm interested self study कितनी देर हो रही है. And then now when you are able to understand that your self study is happening for half an hour, 1 hour, now how, if you want to improve this, increase this, then where you have to cut off, you decide. So when given the chance to them, then they automatically start auditing their own planners and they come up with some better solutions. But
Thank you.
Pomodoro is like dividing the day in different.
So how it is relevant for us? So how it is relevant to entrepreneur is she says that okay, if you need to do 4 activities in a day, I want to some activities generation. Some activities is I want to spend about half an hour, 45 minutes connecting with my current customers. Somewhere I want to have spent 40-45 minutes in terms of reactivating or getting in touch with my old customer. So she says that I will slot my full day into 3-4 parts, and I would ensure that if I'm onto that task, I will do that task only. So for example, अगर मुझे lead generation करना है, तो I would have a time slot of say 45 minutes to 50 minutes only for lead generation. Then take a 10, 15, 20 minutes break, complete whatever I want. Then move on to another task. So now let me look at the list of my current customers and let me think about some ideas to connect with them. So what she says that when we are able to spend 45 minutes to 50 minutes on one task, take a break for 20 minutes, come back to the second task, take a break for 20 minutes. And that's what Anita ma'am says, that we can break our day into 4 slots. Say 4 slots of 50 minutes also, followed by 20-25, because at the end of the day, you are an entrepreneur, you are a mom, you have to look after your house. There are so many things which you, unlike us, who at least I don't have to do anything else besides my work. So कोई सुबह से एक ही काम है, कंटेंट बनाओ और कंटेंट डिलीवर करो. But I am sure all of you have many other responsibilities also which you keep on juggling. When you keep on juggling between things, your productivity keeps on reducing. So can you block your day into 4 areas? Do a self audit for yourself. Maybe normally how your day goes, and whether you are doing enough for all these 4 activities. And whenever I have done this exercise, when I do a classroom training on sales, most of the time people do a lot of activities when it comes to getting new customers, but they tend to miss the other 3 things. How I can engage my current customer, how I can upsell to my or observe to my current customers, and how I can reactivate. So till now what we have discussed is, maybe before we go on to the new topic today, okay, sales, the golden triangle of sales is mindset, skill set, tool set. How we look at sales as a profession and how we look at ourselves as a sales professional determines how we sell. Today we are selling, so somebody's aspirations are getting filled. So we don't need to degrade ourselves when we are selling. That is the first thing. Second, we may have the best of the product and service, but if we don't have a good brochure to back up, if we don't have good Insta pages or Facebook pages, so those are all your toolkit. How I'm going to talk about my business, my brochure, my website, my Insta page, my YouTube channel. So not necessarily you need to have it all, but whatever you have, can you update it consistently? And last, what we are doing now is, it is our skill set, how we consistently develop our selling skills, questioning skills, negotiation skills. So that is the golden triangle. So these 3 things are going to be absolutely essential. Today we are going to talk about a concept called ABC of selling. So has anybody in the past, if somebody would have attended any sales program, people had an opinion that you should close whenever you get an opportunity in a call. Whenever you are talking with somebody and you get an opportunity to close it, but now there is a little different perspective, and there is has defined this ABC. Don't worry about the words, just understand the meaning. So this ABC means attunement, buoyancy, and clarity. Don't worry about the words. attunement, buoyancy, and clarity. So we will go step by step that what does this mean. So they say that attunement, so selling is all about what the opposite person wants. Selling is all about what are the problems the opposite person is facing. Selling is all about that how my product or service is going to opposite. So it is all about the buyer. It is never about the seller. So the biggest mistake most of us do as a seller, that we are too products, not our product. So if अगर कोई स्टूडेंट आया है या अनुपमा मैम के लिए कोई कैंड है, तो व्हाट इज हिज प्रॉब्लम, क्या सिनेरियो था, व्हाट वाज द सिचुएशन, क्या फ्रॉड हुआ, what they are feeling currently. So all conversations are all about the opposite person. But if you look at maybe somewhere subconsciously or unconsciously, a lot of times we tend to keep on talking about what I do. मेरा ये है, इसका एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, हमारा टेस्टिमोनियल है. But can we change the whole conversation, that the whole conversation starts with what the opposite person wants. So attunement in a simple language is about how you change full conversation into you-centric conversation and not me-centric conversation. Buoyancy is that sales is a rejection. We have to float in those rejections. We cannot feel कि okay, 4 लोगों ने ना बोला तो my product or services is not good. Maybe they did not require it. Maybe I will improvise on it. But buoyancy is all about how I stay afloat when things are getting rejected. So probably when you start new, you may go to the top first 10 people and they may not buy your service or offering. Not necessarily your offering is bad. Probably शायद आपका targeting गलत, they may not be the right customer, right target market to buy your product. So buoyancy is all about how you know float in those rejections. And initially people used to say that okay, when you are meeting a very important customer, you should pep yourself, motivate yourself that I am the best. Abhi ye sab funda people don't talk about. They feel that in the last moment how I can prepare myself better. Okay, what are the 4 questions I'm going to ask this prospect, or what is the information which I want from this prospect? Can I make a list of questions which I'm going to ask? So we will go into all these things. For the moment, just keep this in mind. And third, they say that of lately we are overloaded with information. Because of internet, maybe the consumer has much more information than what he had in the past. 10 साल पहले शायद अगर आप गाड़ी लेने जाते तो आपको वो गाड़ी का 5% इंफॉर्मेशन था, पर गाड़ी जो बेच रहा था उसके पास 95% इंफॉर्मेशन था. But today when you go to buy a car, how much information you have? That 5% has increased to how much?
90%.
90%. Yes.
90, it is 200%. Sometimes we have so I like to give this example. A lot of times people go to a doctor nowadays. He would say, okay, sir, yesterday evening I had a chest pain and I was sweating. My BP had increased 70-20, 170, 120. I know that it seems to be angina. I have already taken clopidogrel. मुझे लग रहा है कि मुझे एंजियोप्लास्टी करना चाहिए. And anything else would you like to recommend? So that is the state of our yeah. So that is the state of our. In fact, I was talking with few cosmetologists currently, and because of so much, so a lot of people say, sir, मैं retinol तो लेती हूँ, विटामिन सी तो मैं यूज कर रही हूँ, नियासिनामाइड तो मैंने यूज कर लिया है, अभी इसके अलावा आप कुछ बोलना चाहोगे? तो डॉक्टर वाज आस्किंग मी कि now besides this 5-7 molecules, tell me few more molecules, so I will at least talk about. Storytelling has been different. A lot of times, your consumer has a lot of unwanted information. Fine with some news because now your job already is over with lot of information. Now you don't want to confuse him or her information. Now your job is like a sculpture where you want to remove the unwanted information. And that happens with purely conversations. Have I confused you enough?
No.
So do you connect to this? So a lot of times do you feel that lot of your maybe आज अनीता मैम के पास स्टूडेंट आता है या मीना मैम, I think lot of you are working with students. Lot of these parents and students have too much unwanted information, and sometimes they're not relevant or right also, but you want them to take a. So how you will do that? That also there are few frameworks we will talk about. But A is attunement. So it is all about the buyer. It is not about you. So the whole conversation, may the buyer is the hero, and don't get into the mode, I sell this, my company is 20-year-old, I come with an experience of 40 years. Nobody is interested. He is interested, he is waiting for you to ask that, okay, what made you to come to me? What exactly is going on? What are you looking at? What are the challenges which you are facing? What is the problem you are trying to solve? So it is all you-centric conversation. What are you using currently? Why you thought of changing? If you are planning to buy something, what are you planning for? So depending on product or services, we can change, but it is you-centric. So attunement, everybody got it, is all about conversation is about the buyer and not about me. Buoyancy is a little bit of, we really want to be in sales and an entrepreneur. We cannot feel अच्छा यार 5 लोगों ने ना बोला then I am not fit यार, मैं ये धंधा कर ही नहीं सकती, चलो bye bye. It cannot, मतलब जितना ना आता है you should get pepped up. Then and I think the problem is in last 10 days if you have not listened to enough no, that means you have not put enough efforts. कितना ना सुना है last 10 दिन में? रोज at the end of the day you should go with at least 10 no's. तो ही नींद आना चाहिए कि चलो आज मैंने I asked enough people and I got enough no's. Yeah. So, but slowly then every no will make you, it will teach you something. And when a customer is telling no, he is not telling no. He is telling the no can be for several reasons. So few reasons which come to my mind is maybe no urgency. They like your product or services, but urgency nahi hai. Sometimes no trust, that they have heard about your company, but they want to know a little more before they start transacting with you. Sometimes it can be no desire. Sometimes it can be no money. Sometimes it can be no, so no desire, no urgency, no money. So no doesn't mean that you are bad. No का हजमा बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. The comment it is written, yes. No का हजमा बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. Yeah. So buoyancy is how do you float in those rejections, and a little bit of anxiety always helps. So if you are going to meet a customer, if you are some of you are into B2B business or your corporate आपके customers है, maybe little bit of anxiety कि okay, if I am meeting that person, मैं एक बार उसका website देख लूँ. Let me put down 3-4 questions. Let me write down. So any anxiety which helps you to prepare more will help you when you are having a conversation. So buoyancy is about how you can float in those rejection areas and still develop yourself. And last is the customer, the current prospect is overburdened with unwanted information. Can help him or her to have a decision, make a informed buying decision. Sense? So I will did you understand what or how we are looking at 2-3 things. One, we are looking at some. These are few things which will maybe just help you to tweak. So for example, if I look at this concept and next time when I make a presentation, probably I may keep my introduction slides at last two, but first 2-3 slides I may keep about the customer. Next time when I go, probably if I know that, okay, if I in advance I know that this is a person whom I am going to meet, I can try to profile that customer a little more. Then only I will be able to have a you conversation. Did I tell you a story where a husband and wife had gone to buy a car और रास्ते में husband was told her wife कि आजकल इनको sales training बहुत देते हैं तो तू immediately हाँ मत बोल देना. And both of them went to a showroom, and as soon as they entered the showroom, the salesperson welcomed this guy, that Mr. John, I spoke with you yesterday. Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. John. Before we start the conversation and I show you the car, I just wanted to tell you something, that I saw your LinkedIn profile. I took the liberty of seeing your LinkedIn profile. I saw that you do a lot of work for special children, and I can understand the importance of it because my son is an acoustic child. And I, from the bottom of my heart, would like to thank you for doing such a wonderful work. And he tells them that, okay, can I arrange for some tea or coffee? और वो अंदर जाता है, and husband tells the wife, why to go to 10 showrooms? Maybe आज बहुत कम लोग अच्छे रहते हैं यार, यहाँ से ही ले लेते. So most of the buying decisions we take through our heart and justify it through our brain. If you maybe you analyze that last 10-20 purchases what you would have done aram se maybe tomorrow, and half of the time those purchases wouldn't be because वो बहुत cheap था या उसका price, मतलब it may not be the cheapest, it may not be the most economical, but something connected to it. When we went to buy our first car, we were very clear that we wanted to buy Maruti Swift. We went to a Maruti Swift showroom. On the first floor, maybe that time Maruti Swift was selling quite a lot. So the salesman was least interested in even showing us the car. उसने मेरे को अभी भी याद है कि as soon as we walked in, he told, सर नीचे एक कार ओपन है, आप देखो तब तक मैं आता हूँ. And हम लोग नीचे वो कार तक नहीं गए. We went out of the showroom. बाजू में we went to Hyundai showroom. I today also remember the sales girl name was Ekta, and Ekta was so professional. She told, sir, बाकी सब छोड़ो, you first sit inside the car. I think maybe the experience of Hyundai is different. So i20 में बैठे, घर से निकले थे हम लोग गाड़ी ले with a budget of 2,75,000, and we came home buying a car of 5,20,000. Believe me, most of the purchases what we do, we decide by heart, but while selling, we sell by rational. Does it make sense? So how it is relevant to your business, or when I am talking about all these concepts, what is coming to your mind? I'd like to listen from everybody. So start thinking that how I can apply in my business. So today also you must be doing many right things. How I can tweak those a little bit. Yeah, Priyanka. What is coming to your mind? आपके दिमाग में क्या आ रहा है?
So I was thinking कि मुझे भी काफी सारे ऐसे क्लाइंट्स मिले हैं जिन्होंने बोला है कि दूसरी जगह इतने कम अमाउंट में होता है, एंड सो वही मैं सोच रही थी कि मैंने तभी रिप्लाई क्या क्या दिया था. इवन काफी सारे लोग ने बोला है कि डिस्काउंट कर लो, या तो फिर आपका ब्रोशर. तो इमीडिएटली अगर मेरे पास था तो मैं सो इट्स लाइक मुझे अभी ऐसा लग रहा है कि थोड़ा मुझे ब्रोशर और वो अपडेट करने की जरूरत है मेरे पास सब कुछ, बट स्टिल आई नीड टू लिटिल बिट अपडेट, लाइक करंटली जो अभी, क्योंकि वो काफी टाइम हो चुका है उसको बना के. सो आई थिंक आई शुड अपडेट दोज detailing.
Absolutely. So maybe your toolkit needs to be updated. It cannot be कि चलो मैंने 3-4 महीने, मतलब at least not every month, but once in a quarter, once in 3 months, at least can you look at it कि मैं, so and today off lately there are many free tools available जो आप use कर सकते हो, which can, so what I understand from you is that आपको ऐसा लग रहा था कि maybe you were just recollecting few incidences and you felt कि मेरा शायद टूल किट अच्छा होता तो मैं मेरे कन्वर्जन थोड़े और ज्यादा होते. Good. So if that is an insight what you have received, revisit and maybe at least at a time, maybe you know, update one toolkit at a time, kind of stuff. What business you are into? आप क्या बेचते हो?
So I'm like I'm taking workshop for 5 to 15 years of kids. So मिड ब्रेन एक्टिवेशन वर्कशॉप चलाती हूँ, रूबिक क्यूब सिखाती हूँ, NDMIT काउंसलिंग करती हूँ. So these are the main 3 things.
And
So
what is
जो
the,
मैं,
so who is your target customer?
so kids,
Is kids your target customer?
their parents.
Parents, okay. And where their parents, so ये parents ज्यादातर कहाँ आपको मिलते हैं ये community? On social media?
या ऑन सोशल मीडिया, बट ज्यादातर जो पुराने जो बच्चे करके गए हैं उन्हीं का माउथ पब्लिसिटी से ज्यादा मुझे एनरोलमेंट आता है. जो जिन जिन लोगों ने एक्सपीरियंस किया है वो लोग ही सजेस्ट करते हैं. प्लस जैसे आपने बोला कि ओल्ड जो कस्टमर है वो लोग आज भी अगर कभी मिले तो दे आर आस्किंग में, अगर आप कुछ नया स्टार्ट करें तो प्लीज लेट अस नो. सो दे हैव दैट ट्रस्ट ऑन मी कि अगर तू करवा रही है देन वी आर विथ यू. हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में भी नहीं जाएंगे. वी विल एनरोल अवर किड्स
Absolutely.
लाइक दैट.
So what I'm just trying to connect is, so अभी तक का जो आपका database है, for next 3 months, 6 months, how do you be in connect with them? So it is not all about कि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि उनको पता है कि प्रियंका से मैसेज आएगा तो अभी कोई नया प्रोडक्ट रहेगा इसलिए मैसेज आया. You can need to think about different ways of thinking of how should I get connected with them. So for example, maybe simple milestones you want to celebrate with them, or maybe today you have completed say 1,000 students and you send them a letter with some customized chota goodie gift also, that maybe you were my you believed in me when I started my journey. Today I am celebrating a milestone of 1,000 patients and I would like to thank each one of you. That also can be way of connecting. Second, how you are adding value to them. So for example, when I spoke about social media also, today the market is about how you are educating your customers. Once you educate your customers, you give them good content, धीरे धीरे उनके दिमाग में बैठते जाता है कि नहीं, this person is a, and the content should be as simple as that. So something related to your subject. So for example, the content can be maybe so 4 ways of improving the reading skills. So maybe I'm just taking an example of your child and 4 steps given. जितना simple content रहेगा, sometimes you can even think about, so had we spoken about the story of Jayendra Bhai, Yusuf Bhai and does anybody remember Jayendra Bhai? What was his difference?
Sari professional, sari seller.
Or why he was so successful?
Skill बढ़ाया. He knew how to speak language and the language that the person understood.
So he learned Spanish and French because he knew कि वो market में काफी Spanish और French लोग आते हैं, and he also knew that यहाँ पे 10,000 सारी sellers है, 1,000 shop, every shop has 10 सारी sellers. So what 10,000 shops में से why somebody should come to me? So now in Bombay, Priyanka, are you the only person who is selling जो आपके offerings है? What are the key offerings?
One is mid brain activation workshop. second is DMIT counseling, and third is Rubik cubes. I'm teaching 30 different type of cube. That is little bit different because normally people are teaching maximum 4 to 5 different type of cube.
Fantastic. So that is your Jayendra Bhai's language was his differentiation. Your differentiation is your 30 ways. Maybe when you can learn 30 ways, why learn 4 ways? Can be your campaign, something like that. Simple as that. Then you need to pick up one message which people start connecting with you.
Sure. Right.
Yeah. So how I can start applying whatever. So one we spoke about. So in her case, word of mouth, she is getting a lot of this thing. So that channel is already open to you. Second, maybe which are the other 2 channels which you want to focus in the next 3 months, and start building up at least 3 channels. Database, the way you are maintaining currently, maybe can I improvise on that? कि आज मेरे पास चलो उनका नाम है, email ID है, addresses है, phone number है. So can I put that database, and can I have a 3-month plan to connect with them in an innovative way? Sometimes it can be just the sharing of a milestone letter. Sometimes it can be a festive gift. Maybe to your top 10, 15, 20 clients who are giving you a good. Sometimes, so believe me, do this exercise. And some, I don't know whether I have told you, last 15 customers you have got, उसका referral source क्या था? Last 15 customers you have received, maybe जो leads आए, उसका referral, or maybe do it for clients if you don't want to do it for leads. Last 10 clients you were able to convert. What was the referral source and why that person got converted or that company got converted? And sometimes you would be surprised. I know a lot of friends who spend 80%, 90% of their resources on social media, और उसका social media से lead conversion is 0. उसका 15 के 15 lead conversion जो आए हैं वो उसके old colleagues से आए हैं. So then, rather than spending about 3,000, 4,000 rupees on social media, it is better that I take 3 or 4 friends for lunch or dinner every month. That will give me more conversion.
Actually, that is a noticeable point.
Yeah, so these are few finer aspects. So we don't want to get into social media. It is not that people who are on social media are the only person who are selling, but somewhere we need to spend some time in thinking about our own business, and rather than only analyzing that what is not working for us, sometimes do an exercise that what is working for you. Do this exercise. Last 15 maybe clients, when I did this exercise, I realized that maybe about 90% of the business came from people with whom I have worked in the past, who are now in a better position. So now I made a list that at least I know about 20 or 30 people who are at a very, either they are CEOs or they are VPs or they are GMs. So rather than I doing anything else, if I stay connected with them, at least still मुझे 10 नया ventures मिलेगा. Yeah. So these are 3 things what we have discussed till now is revisit your tool sets, sharpen your skill sets. Maybe how you have conversation with people is very, very important. In today's scenario, maybe every interaction you have with a customer is an opportunity to create a impression on him, and we don't want to impress, we want to add value to them. But how can I create experience? So last time, as I shared with you, there is a young CEO of a startup. Any new customer who comes on board to her product, she sends her own video welcoming that customer, that welcome to XYZ family. Thank you for choosing us and trusting our product. And for any this thing, maybe just a welcome. This is a simple way of creating an experience. Maybe on the other hand, there are extreme ways also. Did I did we talk about? So this was an airline somewhere during Christmas. They had put a small Santa on the place where people were boarding, and उनको ऐसे ही मतलब just jovially they were asking that in this Christmas what are you looking at? So somebody told that okay, I am looking at an iPhone. Somebody told that I am looking at a TV. Somebody felt that ये मजाक कर रहा है तो बोलता I am not looking at anything. Somebody told that okay, nobody gives me anything, at least give me a socks. And everything was recorded, and when these people actually landed on the other airport, all these things were physically bought by that airline and was given to them. People who asked for iPad got an iPad. People who asked for socks got a socks. So people who told that I don't want nothing, उसको एक खाली box pack करके मिला. So constantly think how I can create some experience for when people are coming to you. It is not only about buying your product or service. It is about the experience what they get. So how can I create those experiences? So last time we also spoke about husband and wife had decided a particular car that I want to buy. That person while coming, वो ड्राइवर को लेट हो रहा था. Did we share about this? क्या हुआ था रास्ते में? हेमलता मैम, you are on mute.
No.
He had vada pav, the driver, and the car was smelling of vada pav, and they did not like the smell. The experience of the vada pav smell is what got
them take a decision. So they, for example, they had decided that okay, this is a model. They had called that person for a demo ride, but only because the experience was spoiled by the person who came, they changed the decision. So Lord, there are multiple factors why there are multiple senses which work while we take a decision. That is the reason when you walk inside a mall, you that get a coffee aroma, and all of a sudden you want to go to that Starbucks and spend 500 rupees and then realize that उसमें कोई मजा तो था नहीं वो कॉफी का, but still maybe though it attracts you maybe. So sometimes that senses is very important. People, what feel are you giving while they are buying any product or service from? So we have discussed on multiple different topics. Maybe before we end, and next time we are going to go to some frameworks. I would like to listen from each one of you one thing which is on the top of your mind which you will apply. I'll go as per the screen. उल्टा जाते हैं सर. हेमलता मैम, any one thing which you top of the mind you want to apply?
I am working on two things which I have. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Toolkit. So auditing the toolkit and really working very hard on that. And my skill mindset is basically that. That is why I've joined this course and two more courses that I'm doing online.
Fantastic. Dr. Anita?
Sir, I'm working on collecting all the data, and I will start reconnecting with them via emailers, WhatsApp messages, and calling them personally.
Fantastic. Yeah, Priyanka?
So I'm like, I have the data. So now I will connect with them by WhatsApp or mailing them. With
and not burdening them about mera naya product, mera naya.
No.
Think about the content, simple content which should connect them, which should thank them, which should bring a smile to them. No?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Nidhi ma'am?
So I have to work on my toolkit, and I have to improvise my database by the welcome messages or the referrals, the last 15 customers. I have to kind of work on that just to get in the source. So the three aspects.
Analyze the source and work on your strengths rather than trying multiple channels.
Right.
Komala?
Yeah, so I'm working on my you-centric, me-centric to you-centric. Because if I see my social media, everything is about what profiles we have, what type of service we are giving. So I'm working on that. It should be like we should give some information to client also. So I'm working on it.
Let them feel your knowledge. Maybe give them something free tips, some tips which may help them immediately. And once that starts helping them, they will automatically connect to your product. Beena ma'am?
For me, it will be about follow-ups, because once they say no, like once they are not making up their mind, I do 2-3 follow-ups that are soft follow-ups, and then I leave it. So probably after the 2-3 follow-ups, I can drop a message or something until they say no, or until they say that we have made a decision. So it can be soft, but at the same time, it can be persistent. So when I see a no, I stop there. So instead of them,
So when you see a no, you need to start there. No
Yes.
stop there. You need to start there. And 80%, so 48% of the sellers stop at the second follow-up, and 80% of the sales happen after fifth follow-up.
Fifth follow-up.
So how I maintain that contact, it is not about product, but ऐसा मैं उसको कैसे उनके साथ contact maintain करते रहूं, वो that is going to be important. Yeah. Anupama ma'am?
Time management. I either concentrate on one thing or I concentrate on another thing, and then एक कुछ सही होता है तो दूसरा कहीं कम पड़ता है. I think I need to fix up कि भाई इतना time इसी पर डालेंगे और इतना time, because I'm trying to create content also, not only for social media, for what I do. So वो जो कंटेंट है वो कहीं कभी पीछे पड़ जाता है, क्यों? क्योंकि मैं किसी और चीज पर ज्यादा कंसंट्रेट कर रही हूँ, या फिर कोई काउंसलिंग के लिए आ जाता है तो फिर उस पर कंसंट्रेट कर रही हूँ, तो इसमें कहीं पीछे रह जाता है. आई थिंक टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज समथिंग आई नीड टू डू. आई प्रोबेबली सिट एंड राइट इट डाउन, मतलब स्लॉट्स ही बना दूंगी कि इतने टाइम में इतना यही करना है, या इस टाइम तो यही करना है.
So lot of disturbance nowadays. I have also seen, if you're on a lead generation task, even now people have been, I have seen work from home, they would wear a crown. The crown would indicate disturb mat karna abhi 45 minutes tak. Ye crown niklega, tabhi you can come and talk with me. Because otherwise there would somebody or else who would come and, keep on disturbing and bothering.
हाँ, ये फैक्ट है. बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस इज समटाइम्स इट्स लाइक कोई पर्सनल पे भेजता है, कहीं कुछ पढ़ता है तो आपको पर्सनल पे भेजता है कि इसका क्या है, उसका क्या है. देन आप कुछ और कर रहे हो, फिर ये सोचो कि यार इसको कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ सवाल पूछ रहा है, इसका जवाब मैं पहले दे दूं. तो आप जो कर रहे हो, आपने जैसे कहा ना, वो लेडी ने कहा कि आप एक काम कर रहे हो, वो छोड़कर आप दूसरे में चले जाओ, फिर कमिंग बैक टू कंटिन्यूइंग व्हाट यू आर डूइंग बिकम्स अ लिटिल डिफिकल्ट. रिकनेक्टिंग टू व्हाट यू हैड स्टार्टेड and completing it properly becomes a little, मतलब उतना टाइम फजूल जाता तो है, मगर फिर ये भी है कि भाई किसी को सवाल है तो मैं उस टाइम क्या करूं, रुक बाद में
कहीं आग नहीं लगने वाली है. And I think among you have a PhD, Riddhi. All of us have 24 hours. She has 72 hours. What all she doesn't do in that session, I think she can take on time management. Yeah, Meena ma'am.
Yeah, so I feel, I need to work on my skill set. So I'm also thinking that I need to, create videos and all in which I can educate, the parents, show them, as you said, the value. So I think I will definitely work on that. And I like the what you said about the leads and, where we do the last 10, 15 and where the referrals, where did they come? So I think I need to work on that also.
Yeah, so congratulations. I think your quality of creatives and content on LinkedIn is really improving day by day, and that's phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all from my side, Riddhi. Yeah.
Thank you. I've also learned something, Kalpesh, today, is creating experience for my little clients' parents. So while I'm counseling my little ones, the clients and all, I can have something where the parents can keep themselves engaged. Maybe board games, maybe I have enough space. I can always do that. So that's my
That's a big-
takeaway.
Fantastic. So I think you can share the recording with all those. I think
I
three
will
of
do
them are-
that. I will do that.
And in case if they would like to connect with me on
I
phone,
would
also-
sorry.
Yeah, go.
I would like to add one more thing when Beena